Thank you. JB Street here. We're back. We're back. Sorry I'm late. But we're gonna do some things today. Welcome to Stream Moms. Glad you can make it as always. Book plug. Oh darn! I haven't been uploading to YouTube. I've been forgetting. Streaming Saturday. What's oh, 4th of July? Probably not. I don't know if Dad has anything planned over here, but probably not. Good question. I completely forgot. I know I'm supposed to record a podcast sometime in the afternoon because I don't think my co-host Evan has anything to do. But yeah, I might just take Friday and Saturday off. Be back Sunday. Okay. Book plug. Pay back $20. Kindle Unlimited free $99 minus $99. Kindle Digital $10. Make sure you give it a rating. Or if you give it a rating and review, I'll shout you out like these lovely people down here. I'm going to read the first 5 chapters free. That's available on Wattpad.com and ScribbleHub.com. See? Right there. We have different Patreon tiers now as well. And a donation link that's in the chat now. Nightbot is back. We lowered everything. We're gonna have a super tier still, like a like $20 a month or something tier, or 25. I don't know, but whatever the perks are on that tier, they're gonna be way better than whatever I have here. If you do the 25, you get all of this included anyway, or 20, whatever I make it. But you'll probably get some. You're definitely gonna get some more stuff. I don't have that tier just yet because I gotta think of what would be good enough for people to just throw their money at for these perks, you know. I was watching the Last of Us 2 spoiler free review from the homie Young Nacho, who's been on stream a few times. He also streams, so make sure to give him a follow. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna buy this. Not right now, so I'm not in the best position to be buying games, but yeah, I want to play the first one though. I want to see how I feel about the first one before I go buying the second one. Because if I like playing the first one, or I don't like playing the first one, then I might just watch somebody else play this. I'm not sure. I doubt I'll do that, but certain games like Until Dawn, I prefer to watch people play. Because I want to see like the decisions other people make based on the type of person they are, or the decisions they make based on who they think a character is. Until Dawn, Man of Medan. I'm waiting for Little Hope, their next anthology game. All of their stuff is horror based, but I don't mind watching people play horror games. I have a problem playing horror games or watching horror movies. So yeah. Let's address the title. Maybe I should write some other short stories as well. Short story series as well. So what I was thinking, you might or might not know. Oh, I never got rid of it. Damn it. You might or might not know the short story series, the 2 main ones we've been focusing on stream that haven't been the D&D stuff, is the Antithesis short story series and the Shadowclaw. Not Shadowclaw. Oh, God. Shouts out to Asan. That's his goofy ass character. Not shout out. Black Wolf series. Well, really just the Resistance. Black Wolf is going to be a part of the Resistance at some point. But you know, the Soldier stuff and the Angel stuff are the 2 main short story series I'm working on, and both of them supposedly take place after Actually, it makes sense for anti stuff to take place before he goes off into space. Like maybe anti stories take place during the Nightmare book because he's not really present in that one. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Because the book before Nightmare, the 7th book is Nightmare. The 6th book is Afterlife, and that's where the Limbo War takes place. In the book Nightmare, I don't think Anti is anywhere to be seen, at least in the main story or the main cast. So I think his short stories should take place during Nightmare, and the Resistance stories should take place during book 8, Beyond, because they're on Earth. So okay, I'm gonna write this out so you guys are less confused if you are confused already. Timeline. Let's go to the timeline stuff. Characters introduced by arc, descended timeline and story arcs. Virtuous Comics timeline. This is for all of the series, all of the series here. This is the descended timeline. See here, we have some arcs planned out already. So we have the Durante family, which is in the first book. The Executioners, that's really the third book. The second one, Anticipation, is building up to it. The Limbo War, that's the 6th book. The Limbo War actually takes place in the 6th book. The 4th and 5th are building up to that as well. Beyond, this is the 8th book. Anjani breaks out. I don't know why I just added that specifically to the 8th book, but and then we have actually Detrius and Hero Killers will take place in the same book, but there's that, and then Malos emerges from the Hero Killers, and then Detrius and Malos team up, and then the Creator's Children come in, and then we have the Deal Demon arc where it's less about fighting physically and more about fighting desires, which will be really fun to explore. If you don't know, I'm not going to say it here, but there's already a character you've seen a few times in some of the stories that is already the Deal Demon. I was going to create a whole different character for this thing, but there's already a character that kind of fits the bill, and they have been pretty prevalent throughout all of the stories. And then there's going to be an outbreak. The Flare outbreak deals a lot more with the Cosmic Council. So the Cosmic Council at this point haven't come into play. Yo, what up, Chase? Welcome back to the stream, my guy. Hope everything's well. Are you ready for that? Are you down for the Hunter x Hunter campaign tomorrow? I'm not going to be streaming that, but I think Max or Asan said he thumbs up his comment or something like that on Discord. I'm ready to start that. Flare Outbreak deals a lot more with the Cosmic Council. So the Cosmic Council, they've kind of been in the background. They're supposed to be like the balance protectors of the universe. They're above the gods and the archangels and the archdemons and all of that. But they've kind of been in the background. The more evil ones, the evil based ones have definitely been in the story more, like Dom and well, you've seen less of Astral and Dr. Anara, but they will be more prevalent when this story comes around, because the reason the outbreak happens is because of the Dr. Anara, and she's, I said it here, and who they are as individuals. Anara K, Keeper of Chaos. Actually, I changed Keeper to Sentry. Sentry of Chaos is the one that began the widespread infection. So that'll be an interesting story arc. But let's go to we're gonna go in Beyond, Under Beyond, and Limbo War, Nightmare, Limbo War, Aftermath, Antithesis, short stories, New Breakout, okay, On Earth, The Resistance, short stories. So the Resistance short stories, take place after. I'm ready, my guy. I just need to find a good Abby for my character. Okay, we're. I think we're both conjurers. I didn't want to copy what anybody else had as far as creating my character, but I think conjurer just made the most sense. I was gonna go enhancer. I was gonna go transmutator. I might have gone specialist, but I went with conjurer as well. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm worried that it's gonna be a lot of math to it, a lot of calculations and stuff. But I don't know if that's how an actual D&D campaign is supposed to go. I mean, you would know. You've played. I'm guessing you've played a lot more, because I know you. I don't know if you just finished the campaign or when you started talking to us more. I think you had just got done playing a campaign or something. I don't remember, but I'm looking forward to it. But I'm a little worried that because Max gave us a whole bunch of information that I'm not sure. And I told him this already. I'm a little worried because I didn't read any of that information he sent us, because he sent about 30 paragraphs worth of stuff. And I finished the series and I still had no idea what the hell he was talking about. So the short story series. So anti-short stories take place after the Limbo War. Descended. Nightmare, Limbo War, Aftermath, Limbo War. This is Descended. Afterlife. Executioners. This is mainly Descended. And I'm definitely going to have to go back and reread. Well, when I edit them, I'm going to reread them. And figure out what the hell happened in books 4 and 5, because I don't remember for the life of me. I remember book 4 was Aftermath, and book 5 was, I don't remember the name of book 5. Oh my god, I don't remember one of the book's names. Jesus. Divided. I forgot what Divided was. Oh my god. Give me a break. I wrote it like a year ago. I haven't visited it since. I'm still on my first campaign, but knowing Hunter x Hunter and how convoluted Max is, it's gonna be a fun mess. Okay, we're yeah, I'm excited. Excited. Max keeps calling my character a fire dancer, and he asked me if I watched Demon Slayer. He said they're like gods in that anime. I have no idea what he's talking about, but I don't like my character being called a dancer, because it specifically says in his backstory that he's a ninja. Max keeps calling him a fire dancer. I don't know. This is Descended, Destruction, Executioners, Invasion. What are the arcs in those others? I'm just gonna write the other two down, but I don't remember the arcs in Aftermath or Divided. So Descended. Might as well write the books down. Awakening. I'd say family. And in between some of this, another one of my series, Cold Feet is the name of the first book. Dark Before Dawn is also happening, but I gotta figure out at what point in time, because I don't know how many books are gonna happen to the point where Cryo Man joins the fight against Detrius and Malos. But I have to figure that out. Ascended. Anticipation. I don't exactly remember what happens in the story. I know a bunch of new characters are added. And I'm editing, that's the second book I'm editing currently. Phoenix the Fire Dancer. Welcome to stream, Daddy. Glad you can make it. Yeah, he's... Ugh. I don't know. I'm excited to see what we all can do. Asan had some really cool powers in mind, like with his ice stuff. I think he's ice. I don't exactly remember what he wanted to do. I think it was ice. I mean, that's his favorite element. Fire is my favorite element, so whatever. My second favorite element, it bounces between ice and lightning. Right now, I think it's lightning over ice. Okay. So, let's address the other short stories I'm thinking about. So, Beyond takes place. We could just start a brainstorming document, actually. Let's go here. Short stories, origins. We'll just open. And then we're going to have all on the other side. The all document, this one. With all the characters on it. We're going to have this on the left. Not as important, that's why I'm putting it on the left. You guys, I know my faces block, and the goals are blocking it. But, when you write, do you find it best to outline every detail or just keep it vague enough for you to follow a path? I struggle with outlining. I do the vague. I give it, actually I might be able to show you an example. Let me get this. So I've said this before on the channel, but I'll let you know as well. There are two things. One of my professors taught me there's two types of writers. Well, I consider three types of writers. There's planners, people who plan everything out before they even start writing their official document or whatever it is, manuscript. And then there's pantsers, people who write by the seat of their pants. So they're just improvising pretty much everything without planning anything out. They're just writing and see how it goes, and then do all the revisions later. I call myself a plantser, which is a combination of both. So let me show you. I could do. Where are my completed beats? We just did freedom. I want to show captivity though. So I plan things out vaguely, but I know how I want the story to begin and end. And based on me following those lines, because I created the characters, I pretty much know what they would do in certain situations. So if something pops up in the beats where it's like this character has to make this decision here, but in the moment of me writing, I don't feel like they'd make that decision based on who the character is, I change it. That has happened once. One very specific time I can remember was Lux was supposed to, the main character of the Ascended series, he was supposed to fight somebody because I hadn't had a fight scene in a while, and I thought this would be a cool fight scene for them to square off in this moment. But with the way I was improvising the conversation, that's another thing I improvise most of my, well, really just all of my dialogue. The way the conversation was going, the way Lux arrived there, I was like, they really wouldn't be fighting in this moment because they're both pretty understanding characters. Even though one is kind of straying from the path of goodness, they're both like they've had a history together. They're really understanding. So I ended up scrapping the fight, and they just kind of talked it out, and then the person Lux was supposed to fight just went along with him willingly. So I kind of, oddly enough, it sounds kind of corny and cheesy, but I let the characters kind of decide the story. Like, I'll plan the outline itself, but as I'm writing, I kind of let the characters decide for themselves, pretty much. I was going to go with a biology-based conjurer with Giorno from JoJo in mind. That sounds overpowered. That sounds... I have no idea how you would try and give that limitations or drawbacks, but I would be hella excited to see a JoJo's reference in the Hunter x Hunter D&D campaign. Are you a JoJo stan, Chase? I think Asan or Max mentioned you were, but I get it. I get it. I didn't get JoJo stans before I watched any of the parts, but once it was over, I was like, you know what? I ain't even mad at them no more. Because both one of my roommates and my brother had been telling me to watch JoJo's for the longest time. I finally did, and I was like, yeah, I get it. So yeah, to explain a little further, I normally have the beats planned out like this. It's just general sentences here. Anti starts at the gate, meets dragon, subdues it, moves on. Moves on, does all this stuff. He takes Hussein Urza, does all of this stuff. Then there are certain points in the beats where I'm like, I'm not sure what decision to make in the moment. So once I get to that point in the story, I make that decision based on the multiple choice answers I left myself. But yeah, and then I just leave the beats on. I do this window thing all the time, the dual window thing all the time, but I put the beats on one page and put the actual scripts on the other side, and just take it from there. I start with beat 1, and we just go. I'm also trying to add more, just in my writing in general, trying to add more descriptions to places where people are. I don't know what everybody might be thinking. They're in a different place if I'm not describing what the place some people are talking or fighting in. So I'm trying to be a little bit more descriptive with that. I'm a JoJo stan. Nobody gets it until they watch it, because from the outside, JoJo looks nuts. Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm on the inside now, and it still looks freaking insane. But yeah, I get it. I completely understood. Because I saw some things before. What is this? Oh, this is brainstorming, short story. I saw some clips and stuff before. Oh, wow, okay. Before I even started watching it, I was like, what is this? These muscle heavy dudes posing and flexing and punching the crap out of each other for 7 minutes straight. Like, I don't know what's going on. As a writer, I'm definitely a pantser, but I do have an end game in mind usually. Yeah. I would consider myself more of an improviser as well. But I don't like writing a story when I don't have an end in mind just yet. If I'm close to the end, I might start writing it and see where I want the story to end. But normally I won't start writing until I know I have a beginning and end. Which is not the case for the second series I'm writing, Dark Before Dawn. Because that first book, there's a crap ton of beats and I don't even know how many chapters I want it to have. Here, let me just show you guys what the beats look like. I'm only on chapter 3 in the book itself, but compared to the beats I just showed you, like the 1 to 3 sentence beats, this is what the beats look like for this series. This was very planned out because I want it to be a much smarter. I want it to be a much smarter series, so I'm pretty meticulous with how everything goes. You can see why I'm still on chapter 3, right? Because this is chapter 3. Yeah. Yeah, I only have up to chapter 6. I have no idea. I don't know why I specifically went to 14, but I have no idea how many villains I want in this story, where I want the story to end. I know certain parts of how I want the story to end, like I want him to acquire a new suit for the next story. I want him to have like a team behind him by the end of this story. And I want there to be set up for more villains down the line, because this is a character that's supposed to have a rogues gallery, so he's supposed to be like Spider-Man or Batman as far as how vast his rogues gallery is going to be. He's a singular hero in this city of his own, pretty much. In this first story, it's difficult to map out, because this is like a teenager. He's like a sophomore. He's 16, and the villain, his first villain. First of all, by chapter 3, the villain already knows his secret identity, which he's not doing a great job at. But when he got his powers, he was in a lab and the cameras caught him, so it kind of made sense. It's not like he was stupid about it or anything. But the main villain right now, which I'm trying to keep it to a small amount of villains, because normally when it's a lot of villains, things go bad. And there are plenty of superhero movies that show that things go bad when you have more than 2 villains, I'd say. What's the main example? Spider-Man 3 and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Well, both Spider-Man movies, but and the Joel Schumacher Batman movies as well. Those had a lot of villains. But it's not like, the problem with this series is that I'm having with this series is the main villain. He's not a physical fighter. He's a mute that's a telepath, so he can still speak to people. It's just he's speaking directly to them in their minds. And he's not a physical fighter, so at some point I'm already planning to add at least one other villain to the plot that he needs to hire in order to take care of the main character for him, because like I said, he's not a physical fighter. He's much more like a Lex Luthor, but if Lex Luthor didn't have his suits, because Lex Luthor has been known to scrap as well. He's actually in the first Injustice in his power suit. But yeah, that's why I'm really paused on this series. I want it to be much smarter. Plus, it's a much more darker tone than Descended. Descended is pretty dark, because as far as like gore goes and language. But what happens, at least even in the first chapter, is just, there's a reason this series is called Dark Before Dawn. Yeah, there's a lot I'm trying to plan out. And I really want to, before I even continue writing the series, I really want to plan out the story before I get to the end. And this is, seeing my beats look like this is a real rarity, but I want this series to be a little different from the Descended series. Let me show you what a Descended beat sheet looks like compared to, let's move the Dark Before Dawn one over here. See all this? Chapter 3 alone is pretty much a page. Plus, with less villains in it, it gives you time to flesh them out. Exactly. That's what I'm also trying to do, because I'm trying to keep it to a smaller amount of characters, because I notice a lot of my series have a lot of ensemble main characters. which I'm fine with. I'm actually better at writing through that, but I kind of want to challenge myself a little more with this series. With the ensemble, there's never a dull moment. For my with my the way I write, there's never a dull moment with an ensemble of main characters, especially against an ensemble of main villains or whatever. Because everybody always has something going on, so the reader will never be bored. Which is why I suggest everybody just buy the first book. It might be a little confusing at first, a little slow, but once Lux gets to a certain point, I'd say give it till chapter 5. Once you get to chapter 5 and you know something's about to happen, that's when it really takes off. But with the ensemble, it's way easier to write. For me, it's easy to tackle a bunch of characters at once, especially if I created them. But with this character development and all of this, I'm really trying to take time to develop the characters in this series. Like right now, like I said, the main character, Max, he's only, and no, he wasn't named after my friend Max at all. I promise. He has a little brother and an uncle that's supposed to come stay with him because something horrible happens at the beginning, but it's kind of expected because of the superhero cliche of being an orphan. But I kind of use that cliche to my advantage a little bit with how it happens. So it's only like those 3 main good guys, and then the only other main characters you have are the villain, who's Censor, and then the guy he's supposed to hire, Manticore, and then like a couple of other side characters like Ariel and Fenrir. And other than that, like that's 7 people. That's 7 people. Now comparing that to Descended, 7 people, that makes up one superhero team in Descended, and they're not even like the main characters in the first 5 chapters of the book, but they become prevalent. But that's nowhere near as many characters as I have in Descended. I think there's like 30 characters or something like that in the first book alone, and then the second book expands on those characters. There's never a dull moment in that series, but like I said, I'm trying to take my time. I'm trying to develop these characters out, because with less characters, there's more time to get into the mind of every small amount of character. With the small amount of characters, there's more time to get into the mind of every one of them. I think as long as you can find a way for the main villain to forward and manipulate your main character, it should work. The main villain being able to mess with them psychologically, politically, or economically would be something different that most superhero writers can't pull up. Exactly. That's also kind of why I made it to where his identity is revealed to the main villain in the first in the first 3 chapters, because I want to see how, first of all, how I would write a story like that, and I'm also showing the dynamic between the 2 of them, how much smarter the villain is than the main character currently, because you also gotta think about age and wisdom and all of that, because Censor is like in his early 30s, and Max, like I said, isn't a sophomore in high school, so he kind of F's up with showing his abilities and being caught on camera when he does get his abilities from Dude's lab. And I want it to be a much smarter series. And yes, psychologically he is messing with them both, like no, I can't say metaphorically, but like, since he's a telepath, he's also messing with him pretty directly mentally. So yeah. But that series is going to take some time to develop. Once the Descended series kicks off, and that's going, and I'm maybe like just released the 3rd book, I'm probably going to focus more on Dark Before Dawn, and the rest of these series I have to develop further. I'm already planning some stuff with Ascended. Giant Slayer kind of took a back seat. Specialist also took a back seat. I'm saying I think Dark Before Dawn, Ascended, In the Wind, and Disturbed Delinquents are like the main other four I'm currently working on. Enemy of My Enemy took a back seat. Like, I have premises and characters already planned out for pretty much all of these series, but the main one I'm focusing on right now clearly Descended. But I feel like most, if not all of them, can work as their own series as well. And they're showing different forms of different environments, different time periods, different whatever. No series is like the other, I'd say. There can be similarities, like across all the series, the main character has some sort of superpower. And that includes the middle class series, which is just about a kid that's from middle class that just wakes up one day and he has telepathy. And he uses that to his advantage to get rich, essentially. But I don't like human characters, so that's why every character has some sort of supernatural ability. Of course, I have normal human characters as well. Like, I show them some love, but most of the characters, they have some sort of thing. Some sort of thing. Okay, we can close this. That's a lot to look at. Short story brainstorming. Okay, this would takes place between during Beyond on Earth, because the Beyond book, which is the 8th book, that's supposed to be like a really thick, epic-sized book, kind of, because there's a lot going on, a lot of alien races we're talking to, and all this stuff. So that's completely in space, but there are characters we can focus on Earth that don't go to space, so I'm going to have to spoil for you guys the Beyond Brigade, who is a part of that team from Earth that's going to space. And I might as well show you through the All Superpowers document, because this is the most up-to-date group document I have, because I try to keep it to where everybody's like in their proper groups, and that's updated. Oh, my thing froze. Okay, I'm back. Yo, what up, Young Nacho? I had your I think you responded or something, but I saw your thing just before I streamed. I'm probably gonna buy it. Not in the best position to buy it currently, but I also want to play through the first one. I don't remember much of the story from the first one, The Last of Us, but I definitely want to get the second one, I think. As long as there's no like giant ass cockroaches or something as like common enemies in the game, like in Fallout, or some giant blood flies like in Dishonored 2. I don't like bugs or things that leap out at you. I don't like the flood from Halo. I love Halo as a game, and my favorite Halo that I've played is Reach, because there is no flood in that game. There's never a point where I start sweating because I'm terrified by the enemy. And I know they are digital, and I know they are 3D. But there's just something about those pixels, man. There's something about those... like the little spider-like flood, bro. They jump at you and they explode on, bro. I don't want to talk about Halo. I don't want to do this. We're not doing this. I feel you. I can't write anything without some kind of superpower or power system. Right. Exactly. Like I know I can write drama. I've never written, but I'm confident in my abilities to, because I can write it with superpowers. What's the difference without superpowers? Like, superpowers is really just there kind of for action or any sort of psychological anything, but without it, it's like I could still do that. Ignacio, I mean, there's some pretty mutated zombies in part 2, but there is no bugs or anything. Okay. Because I did see that one clip, and that's the one I focused on, of you, like, shooting, like, a bloated-looking zombie or something. The bloated ones, as long as they don't look too effed up, I'm okay with it. I was okay with most of the zombies from Left 4 Dead, I believe. Left 4 Dead 2. I actually have it here. That game didn't really freak me out, even though they were jumping at me. Like, they gave me quick jump scares, but it's not like I was too terrified to, like, move my controller or anything. Don't make fun of me. That does happen sometimes. Yeah. Them bug pixels creepy crawling. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. There are certain games I just can't get past because of, like, I love Dishonored 2, right? Well, really on the easy difficulty, because there's some, even on medium, it gets pretty freaking ridiculous with how easily they spot you. Like, I'm waiting a full 30 minutes waiting for this one guy to come back to my direction, and then I kill him, and his homie across the hallway, who was turned around the entire time, hears me silently knife his partner, and he's like, hey! And then everybody swarms you, and it's like, and then you have to restart like an hour before you got to that point. Bro. So, Dishonored 2 on much easier mode, I love playing that. But then it got to a point, I'm only like on like the second chapter or something. Oh, let me finish with the easier mode argument. Because even once they spot you, because they still spot you ridiculously easy in the easier mode, like, you can still, like, scrap up and handle your business. Like, I got the flint in one hand, I got the sword, I'm battling and shooting at the same time. You could still, like, handle that, because I'm not that great with running away in that game. Maybe that's my fault, but you know, I'm cool. But then I'm on the second chapter, I'm in the doctor's house, and we get to, and we're going to continue for a little longer because I was late today, maybe to like 9:15, 9:20. I'm in this doctor's, like, asylum house or some crap. I kill everybody there. There were some dogs in one room I was not expecting to fight. They scared the hell out of me. But everybody's dead in that building except, like, one guy I was supposed to bring something back to. And in order to get to the doctor, you have to walk through. I thought the bloodfly nests were just going to be like 4 extra things in case you wanted them, because that's how they introduced them at the beginning of the game. It was like, oh, a bloodfly infestation. You can try to walk through this in order to get to your path, or find another way around, go through the apartments or something. I was like, cool. So those will just be optional, right? I get to this doctor's building. I get to the floor she's on. I open the door. What do I see? Like 5 different nests covering the entire room where I'm supposed to walk through. And they gave me chloroform. They gave me fire arrows. Arrows? Was it arrows? Yeah, for the crossbow. Arrows. They gave me flammable alcohol. And I'm throwing it at these nests. I am not doing the greatest job, and I run out of all of that, and there are still blood flies in my way. I love the game, but bro. Yeah, there's only like one brief section in part 2 where it's a bit gross and it might get you, but other than that, it's pretty similar to the first game in terms of zombies, bloaters. Oh, you mean Last of Us 2? Okay. One brief section. Okay. Okay, if it's one section, I might be okay with it. Because in Uncharted 3, which is one of my favorite games to replay, I've replayed that game at least, by this time, 12 times over. It has to be more, I think. Like, just, I don't know why I love replaying that game over and over. I'm playing on medium difficulty, but, like, I pretty much know. I'm surprised I don't know how to beat the puzzles without looking at the book right now. But I've beaten that game so many times. Only part that creeps me out kind of a little bit is the spider part. where they're chasing you through the tombs. They chase you like I think twice in the game, but like that kind of creeps me out. But other than that, because I've played it so much, it kind of doesn't bother me as much. Plus, if I just look at them like as a swarm rather than individual gross ass looking spiders, I'll be alright. Plus, normally I have like a shotgun with me, so I'm shooting them. But other than that, like, I'm fine. If it's just one part of the game, I should be alright. I definitely remember the section in Dishonored 2 now. Oh yeah, you just gotta book it to the end. I think I'm gonna have to try. I'm gonna have to like turn the volume off, cause the sound creeps the hell out of me too. Like, cause you'll like take one step closer to them, and then you just hear them buzzing, and the buzzing gets super loud for no reason, and there's none near you, but that's enough to make me back the hell up, all the way back to the front door, where I'm just like, take a step, I hear it get loud again, I back up. Like, I might have to turn the sound off, I might have to turn vibration off, and just do what you suggest and just run. And it's not like they kill you. I thought it was going to be a thing where if you walk through them, they immediately tear the hell out of you and it's an instant death, which would really piss me off. But if I can just do that, I might be alright. I might. If you don't hear from me by Monday, then I didn't make it out. Too many of them nest to fight. Yeah, I took out like 2 and then spent like 3 different arrows and 5 different flammable bottles trying to take the other 2 nests out that are directly in my way, and they didn't do anything. They took out a couple and that was it. And it sucks because the chloroform doesn't do anything either. Like, it knocks them out for a couple of seconds, but the way the chloroform hits, it only knocks out a part of the cloud of blood flies. Like, it knocked out the bottom half, and the other half of them are just flying around, and it's like, well, what the hell was the point in that? And then I didn't know the chloroform would wake them back up. I don't know what fly could be chloroformed and then wake back up within 3 minutes of being hit with chloroform. But they get up in a matter of minutes, and they're just back up flying around. And I don't like bugs in general, bro. I don't like bugs. Most people who have been with me for a while already know I don't F with bugs at all. Bugs, bro. Alright, let's look at the Beyond Brigade. Show you guys who's a part of, and this is spoilers for the, I guess, the end of the 7th book, but it's really not that important. Where are they? This is Lux's Rogue Gallery. That's the Independent. I think I scrolled past them. Safe Haven, Tyrantus, Conquerors, the Resistance, Unity, Nebula Dragon, Quartzman, Astral's Army, Beyond Brigade. Okay, here. So, Ash, one of the main. You remember how I mentioned the 7 characters that are in Dark Before Dawn? I was just like, that's just one superhero team in Descendant. Ash is part of that one superhero team. He is, well, it's not really spoilers because you see he's a Phoenix Firebird personified, or I guess changed into a human. So, give you a quick backstory for his origin. He was flying, he was dying, he crash landed, and he was dying as the Phoenix, about to be reborn, and the embodiment of Mother Nature, one of the highest of high beings across my virtuous universe. She came in and she was like, "Oh," and then as the Phoenix was being reborn, she pointed her finger at it, some green magic stuff came out, and it was reborn as a baby human. And that's what Ash is. And then he grew up, and he's like, after learning the truth of where mythologies come from, because the Phoenix is a mythological creature, well, I can just tell you, the mythologies on Earth, to explain what mythologies, where mythologies come from, like the vampires, werewolves, all of that, they're all aliens. Follow me. They come from different planets. They were sent to Earth as spies to spy on the humans for one of the main villains. And after years of spending there, they kind of just defected from the villain because the villain didn't check on them enough. And Ash is one of those mythological creatures. He comes from the planet, the elemental planet called Tavara. So the elementals are a race of alien humanoid things that use the elements. Their powers are based from all sorts of elements, not just the main four that are from Avatar. But phoenixes are from this planet. And he, because they're fire is an element. So Ash, he's like, I want to know where I came from. Nobody at this point in the story knows about the elemental planet. I think Mother Nature should, but there should be a reason she hasn't told him or something. He wants to know where he comes from, so he goes to space, and some other people you see here tag along with him. They're like, hey, you going to space? I'm coming too. Why are you coming? Well, you don't know. I'm not going to tell you. That's what they say. Not really. Strive, he's originally from space as well. He goes for his own reasons. He is like, think of a Kryptonian, but blue and badass. That's Strive. Antithesis, the guy we've been writing and planning short stories about, he's one of them, because after the Limbo War, he's like, hey, I ain't got nothing to do right now. After he does his series of short stories as well, he joins the brigade, and then these three we meet in space, and they join the brigade as well. So these 6 characters cannot be short. They cannot have short stories. Said all that to say, those, 6 cannot have short stories that take place on Earth, because I'm thinking of some other short story series that can take place during the events of the 8th book, Beyond. Wait, let me catch up. Let me, okay. Chase, wait, okay, neither do I. I only have the balls to kill a bug when there's a girl around. They give you strength. For sure. The bug is too big and I'm alone. I just let that dude do his thing and try to ignore him. Exactly. I have like 2 spiders up here in the attic, and they kind of weren't harming nobody. Like, there's one in like a corner, and there's one that was on the steps. I don't know where he went, and I'm kind of spooked. I don't know where he went. But like, if you're just chilling, they just doing their thing, they ain't going after nobody, and they're killing bugs, like, that's their version of paying rent, so I'm okay with it. But if it's a big bug, you know what? It was a thing, there was like a centipede, and when I was living in an apartment with my mom and brother, there was a centipede, a giant, I mean like 100, not 100 feet, but it was the span of a bathtub long centipede, like one of the ones from the jungle, not like a house centipede. It was like the orange and black ones with the actual 100 legs, that came out of the drain, because we didn't have one of those filtered looking drains with the small holes. We had the giant drain, and we had a stopper, and he came out of that, and I was about to take a bath, and I saw that thing in there. He didn't touch me or nothing, but my mom sprayed the hell out of that bath, and then she had to pick it up, because it's not like she could throw it anywhere else. She had to pick it up and throw it in the trash. And I think that might have been what effed me up. Like I said, I haven't been like crawled on by any bugs. No bug has ever like really touched me, and I haven't felt like that creepy ass crawling feeling where they're like, it's like 100 legs on you or something. But do not like bugs. Surely when there is a girl around, that would definitely give me strength. Just like when you're at the gym. And I know somebody out there can relate to this. When you're at the gym and you're struggling on a set, and then somebody cute walks by, you're like, yeah, I'm about to finish this set right here, and you go hard on those last 5, whatever you got left. You were just about to quit on that set, and you saw Shorty walk by, and you're like, I got the strength to do this, and you perfect form and everything. I really like the name Ash for Phoenix. I appreciate that, Chase. Thank you. I was trying not to name him Phoenix. His last name is Phoenix, but Ash, because from the ashes, Ash is an actual name. I'm a genius. I'm a literary creative genius, in case y'all didn't. I'm just the best guy for this ever. Nacho, the spiders in Metro Exodus is the scariest enemy for me. That section is probably the scariest thing. Oh no, that I've personally experienced with a video game. And I know you've played a lot of games. I'm glad I didn't get that game. I know you praised that game, but I'm glad I didn't get it. I think you did warn me to stay away from it because of the. I know my brother. I think it was either Bloodborne or Dark Souls. There was a spider section in that. And some of them have human faces. Like, bro, what are the creators? How high are the creators when making stuff like? Who wants that? You know, who wants to fight that? Like, just make it skeletons or something. Like, if it's supposed to be like, I know in Fallout, I think the cockroaches, the giant ass cockroaches in Fallout, was it 76? Or was it just all of them? I don't remember. But they're like level 1 easy enemies, like the first enemies you face off against. That's like facing off against rats or any type of bug in the beginning of a game. Just make them all skeletons. That's for all devs out there. Just make them all skeletons. Ain't nobody scared of no skeleton unless you scared of like dead things, and I don't know what you're doing playing the game killing people. But like skeletons ain't never creep nobody out unless you see a real one. That's different. But like in a game, ain't nobody like sweating and terrified and ready to throw their control out the damn window because they're terrified of a skeleton. And I'm not saying I do that for the bugs, but I have come close. I always agree with the Dave Ash. I appreciate it. Facts. Nothing like an adrenaline boost when a cube rolls around. Oh yeah, that works all the time. Chase. Thank you for the compliment on the name Ash for Phoenix. I'm not sure if I've seen any other character named Ash that was. I'm pretty sure there are fire-based characters named Ash, but I'm not sure about the whole Phoenix thing. I have a really bad picture of him if you guys want to peep it real quick. I drew this sophomore year of college, which was 4 years ago. I'd like to think my drawing skills have gotten better, especially with coloring in fire. You'll see when I show you the picture of what the fire looks like, because the fire is not top tier by any means. It doesn't even look like fire. It looks like something, I don't even know. This looks like a cheerleader pom-pom, bro. So here's Ash. Well, it's a black screen. It's loading. It's gonna be here any second. Everybody want to be Guillermo del Toro with their monsters, bro. I don't know why. Like, bro. Divinity. Oh, here's Ash. Oh wait, it froze. Okay. Yeah, this is Ash. Oh no, that's Apple. Here's this fire was nothing to be desired. I don't even know. Listen, I was learning at the time. Don't ask me why his fingernail is white either. That should be pretty much the same color of his skin. And this was back when I had this marker color. Like Sharpie had like 64 colors, like a Crayola box or something back then, and their colors are really weird and stupid now. But this is back when they had a couple of brown colors, and the tan one was the one. When I was younger, my dad used to draw a lot. And this was the color he used for pretty much all of his characters, and I used that for Ash. But that's Ash. He has a pretty simple design, but dude is literally an embodiment of fire. Every time, well, if I mention anything further about his abilities beyond the fire, you guys would be spoiled for the first book. I know a couple of you have already bought it. so I don't want to say anything. But there's a point in the story where you're like, oh no, oh that makes sense. So pretty simple design. I love the design though. He's the fiery boy, and with fire being one of my favorite elements, I think he's my, at least in the top 10 of my favorite created characters. This is everybody's fire boy. Only Ash I know is Ketchum, or the one who fights Evil Dead Slayer. I think you're in the clear with that name. Yeah, but also what's important to take into consideration is, did you know words and names are two things that cannot be copyrighted when creating a character? So the name Ash, since that's an actual name, it doesn't matter. I can name, as long as it's not like too similar in like biography and backstory and looks and all of that. Like if this dude was a gruff looking dude that had chainsaws for hands and fought zombies, then there might be some problems there. But as far as like the name goes, that name I'm pretty sure cannot be copyrighted. So there's a lot of names I've created that are in the clear. I try to make sure when naming a character that it hasn't been taken by anybody. I always look it up. Yeah, also dependent on the character. Ash, that's his actual name. That's not like a superhero name or anything, but it makes sense for what he is. It could be a superhero name or his real name. There are a couple of characters I have like that. Strive, that's not his real name. But he's an alien, so he does have like one other singular name, it's Duro. But Ash, that's both, I guess, both technically his super name and his just normal name, because he doesn't have, for certain characters, it doesn't make sense for a character to have a secret identity, or actually most of my main characters don't have secret identities, because I don't really even mention their families past their origin. It's not like their family died or anything. They're kind of just doing their own thing. With Ash's mother, the Mother Nature being his only family, and her being an all-powerful, above-God being, he doesn't need a secret identity at all. So, at least you can draw your character reasonably. Can you not, Chase? You can do it. You can draw. Just my best tip on drawing is to do it. Just draw. That's all you need to do. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. All art is subjective, unless you draw stick figures. And there are even some clean looking stick figures like XKCD. I forget what the hell the name of the comic is, but there are even some clean looking stick figures. You want to see how I used to draw? Wait, I think I have the picture of the angel. Wait. Ah, here he is. This is how I used to draw, Chase. Back when I was in like 6th grade, when I just started creating characters. That's his 6-pack. The 3x2. The 3x2 is his 6-pack, Chase. Cause it's 6. And then these are his muscles and his 3 fingers. He ain't got no neck. Those clouds on his back, those are his angel wings, and that's his hair. That's his face. Hey, I got the face down. And then he got jeans and shoes. So, don't trust my adult stick figures refer to that. No, Chase, don't tell me that. Don't. I don't know how to give anybody tips with drawing. I don't consider myself that great an artist. I normally just draw just to give myself an image of what a character looks like when I'm writing about them. At least that's why I do it now. At one point I was considering becoming a comic artist, but then once I got to I didn't know anything about digital or anything like that. once I tried to start drawing just on paper, like, I didn't even like drawing the boxes with the ruler. So there was no way in hell I didn't know about storyboarding. This was way back when I still kind of drew like this. I think by then I had started drawing next at least. But by that point, I was like, you know what? Drawing's not for me. I could still draw on the side, but like that's not going to be my main focus. So I did get better over the years. I like to think art is subjective. This could be worth $2 billion to somebody someday, maybe. Not to me. This is worth about 30 cents. But yeah, I like to think I got better. I just practiced. Once I started drawing next, it was just up. It was just uphill from there. But yeah, I use Pinterest for a lot of like poses and such. No, it's much harder for me to draw from real life than it is, well, humans from real life than it is drawing from other like anatomy poses that have been drawn already. Like I can see the lines through that, but in real life, unless it's an object of some sort, it ain't happening with your boy. I did that in figure drawing. I was probably one of the worst students as far as that in class. I was drawing my ass off, right? We had like hour-long sessions, and well, it was a 3-hour class, but we had hours of drawing and one naked live human, and we're just like, oh, I'm going in on this. And then I take a step back and look at it, and it looks like a damn cartoon drawing. And then I look at the person next to me, and it's a realistic 3D. It's one of those realistic 3D drawings that looks like it could have been a photo, and I'm like, some of those students weren't even, at that time I was an animation student, some of those students weren't even animation or art students. Bro, that's why I try to embrace my cartoon looking side, bro. I ain't trying to draw from real life, bro. I am not. Oh, here's another. This is Omi. Or I renamed him Wait, this is the other one. Is the other one loaded? Ah, here we go. So to compare, this is the old back when I still didn't draw next, and you know there's probably a 3x2 under there to symbolize a 6-pack as well. But this is what he looks like now. I made him a space cop. This was based off of one of my like alien toys I had. Really small. Do I have them up here? I don't think I do. But it was like a really small, one of those 25-cent things I got from after eating at a local diner. They still had those toy machines, and I got this little guy, and I based one of my characters off him. And then I threw him into the continuity. He's one of the main space cops now. And he has a neck. And there's probably a 6-pack under there as well, but this is this kid. I'm just going to pay my best friend to draw them, and when I'm done the first couple of drafts, yeah, I'd suggest that. I had my family friend do the cover for, well, actually, I don't even need to pull up the picture. You guys have seen it before. I had a family friend do the cover for the Descended book, but in the back, I used I like to call them concept, even though there's really only one picture of them. I did the concept drawings for some of the, all of the characters in the back. That's another thing about the book that's not in all books. There's biographies for every character. I wouldn't recommend scrolling to the back until you read their name in the book, because there's some spoilers for certain characters, but yeah, I made use of the art somehow, so I threw it in. I threw it in the books. So yeah, there's like breakdowns and stuff of every character. You can't really see it clearly, but there's like gender, aliases, type, age, eyes, hair, personality, powers, physical description, accessories, relatives, affiliations, base of operations, alignment, all sorts of stuff for all the main or named mentioned main characters. And that's only the first book. It's only gonna get bigger from the second book, and then it's gonna cut down by the fourth because of what happens in the third. Oh, I'm excited. I am excited to get there. You can draw better than one. I know one's drawing. I don't like to compare myself to that because he can draw certain angles I can't draw from memory. Like, if you can do that, that's still like something in my book because I can imagine some angle, but then when I'm trying to imagine drawing the lines from a certain angle, like somebody posing like this, I have no idea how to draw this from memory. I can imagine that, and then I try to look at the lines, and everything just becomes fuzzy. One Punch Man is what, yeah, and Mob Psycho. I love his stuff. But he got lucky and got Murata, Yusuke Murata, to draw his stuff, or I guess redraw it. I think it was for free too. He's drawing all of the One Punch Man stuff for free, and damn, that guy's art is like I think most of Madhouse's stuff, this animation studio Madhouse, most of their stuff looks like his art. And his art is something his manga art is something I just look up to, bro, because it's insane. I wish he did more anatomy poses because I don't like to draw from characters, because if I draw from a character and I'm like, well, what if I gave them this shirt and then the shirt ends up not looking like it belongs on that character, then I'm like, I don't really. I just wish he had more. Maybe he has tutorials or anatomy poses or something out there that I could practice from, because I'd really love to draw like him. But yeah, dude's art is it's insane. One Punch Man. I feel like Black Lagoon kind of looked like that. I feel like High School of the Dead kind of looked like that. Their chins were hella sharp though. Their chins were like, see this hair? That's how much of a point their chins came to. I feel like a lot of Madhouse's stuff ends up looking like Murata's art. Panels make me wish I read the manga for season 2 rather than watched it. Yeah, it actually got to a point where after I think season 2 aired, I started reading it, and then I stopped reading it, but I actually started reading and keeping up with the One Punch Man stuff. And then I think I either caught up or just stopped reading it. Because then, yeah, I stopped reading it, but I'm really hoping, I doubt it, Madhouse is going to pick it up season 3. Madhouse is animation, like they're really good at copying the manga's style. I think Bones, I was going to say Madhouse did Soul Eater, I think Bones did Soul Eater. Bones is the same one that does My Hero. I forget what else Bones did. It's like a major one I'm missing. But yeah, Madhouse is like one of my top favorite animation studios. I wouldn't draw for them or anything because that's not, I don't want to draw for a living. I'd rather write. I'd rather be the guy that's overseeing everything. Like if I, like the showrunner, if I were to be watching over it, like I'd like to have a partner, like to give me feedback and stuff, like a co-showrunning thing, because I like to work alone sometimes, but I think it's good to have somebody to, normally whenever I'm collabing on something as far as writing goes with somebody else, it always ends up being better than than I imagined it to be. Especially if that person and I see eye to eye and they give me ideas and I give them ideas and stuff. I'd love to have an anime even based off of one of my series where I'm show running, or an animated series, I'd love to see these series turn into animated series at some point. So, we did no brainstorming whatsoever. It's already 9:30, but we still have a couple people in here. Let's do a little bit. A little bit. So, I'm imagining some short stories for Lux. Probably Tech as well. Wait, let's open the all document to see. There's certain names that are not going to pop up that you might have seen in the first book. I'm not going to say anything about the names that don't pop up, but try not to think anything about it. Or think nothing of it. Ardentia, I don't really see her short stories being interesting. Possibly. Let's do Lux and Tech. Ardentia. Lux and Tech are kind of like a power couple. They're the main character, and Tech can be described as his love interest, but she has superpowers as well. And because I thought her powers weren't enough, she has technopathy, technopathy. She can control machines and stuff, and she releases EMP waves. But because I didn't think that was enough to stay close to Lux, and she mentions it in the story, she gets a second shot of the superpower making serum, and she nearly dies from it, but she gets a power boost. And she can, from that power boost, she's able to control metal. And there's another thing where she has another power I gave her where she can partially cover her arms, like up to her forearms, in this indestructible metal, and also her legs. So she gets super strong and stuff from that. So I think once she gets that power upgrade, she becomes much more prevalent and useful in the story, because when you're fighting alien villains and all they have is a spandex suit on, she's not going to be much use, unless it's like an android alien of some sort. Sina, all of them can have their own short stories. I don't really see, I imagine Sina's being a part of Lux and Tech's. Ash, she's in space. Just keep going. I don't want their vampires to be about anything. Nope. Trying to think of some heroes that might have good short stories to write. I want Lux to have like an all-out. He's had to go all out maybe twice in the series, and that has resulted in some pretty cool moments, but I want there to be a little bit more of that, so I might have to create a villain at some point that he's able to go all out on. I know Mallows is definitely that villain, but I want there to be damage, because Mallows is supposed to be an indestructible, unbeatable type. I created him for that purpose, and like, I'm deciding whether or not to show how powerful Mallows is by not being beaten by anybody, or having the person that's fighting Mallows show how powerful they are by beating something that's not supposed to be beatable. But I'm really siding with the villain, because most of the time, across any story, the hero will somehow triumph over the villain. But by the point Mallows gets introduced into the series, the tone changes, or when he's introduced in the series, the tone changes, and it shows how hopeless the heroes are against a force like him. Like, he's like the peak of unbeatableness. Like, you know how in Dragon Ball Z the villains just keep getting stronger and stronger? When Mallows is introduced in the series, he's the strongest that is possible, that can be, just under the literal devil and the creator. That's how overpowered he is. And I wanted to make him a villain, because if that were a hero, there are plenty of heroes that are already unbeatable. So I wanted to see what would happen when I introduce a villain that has that same power, pretty much, as a hero. And bad things happen, because he's a villain. Who else can have a short story? Oh, sorry, Chase. I missed. Just copy, but appreciate it, Chase. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I think you'll enjoy it. I know Hassan's enjoying it. I released a skit to show my saltiness for people that bought it and never read it. And Hassan told me yesterday, he was like, I was going to read, I put time aside to read your book, but once I saw that skit, I was like, you know what? His book can wait. You could do the Final Fantasy VII Sephiroth approach. Maybe the heroes saw how strong Malus was. Wow, you spelled his name right. Wait, did you already see it? You might have already saw it. See it. Seen it. Seen it. Sent it. Malus was when he bodied something that Lux can't even touch yet. Yeah. Oh, that might be an interesting approach. So without the heroes getting hurt, you just show... Because if Lux were to go up against Malus, even to the point when he gets his power-ups as well, if Lux were to go up against Malus, Malus could actually kill him. Like, no cat, One Punch Man style in one punch if he wanted to. But Malus, I'm trying to make it, even though he's a villain, I'm trying to make it to where he's not a chaotic evil where he's just destroying anything. Because what fun would that be? Like, it's no fun when the hero is on the other side of the spectrum where they're lawful good and they're saving everybody and they can do anything in the, I was going to swear, in the entire effing world. But it's also no fun when the villain is that overpowered. I don't know any stories like this, but it's not that fun when the villain is that overpowered and they can just destroy everything. Like, I want Malus to have... He's not going to be mustache twirling where he's just evil for the sake of being evil. I want him to have some sort of goal in mind. And I know he has a goal in mind. That's why he teams up with one of the other unbeatable characters. But I didn't consider that. I don't think I considered that. I synced it, yeah. Because when Malus is introduced in the series, a lot more people die, and that's what I meant by tonal change. Because some of them are main characters, some of them are spoof characters. Like, there's going to be a fake Justice League at some point when the Hero Killers arrive, and the third member of the Hero Killer squad is Malus. So when the Hero Killers arrive onto the scene, they're like, yo, we're here to kill heroes, and the fake Justice League is like, no, you're not, villains! And the Hero Killers like start killing them off, and they're like, oh, maybe they are villains. And then Malus kind of emerges from that group. He's like, alright, y'all have had your fun. I'm going to show you what I can actually do. And he starts just going ham on everything. With his one character. Oh my god! Jesus Christ! Alright, it's the boy Ace. Thank you for the follow. That scared the hell out of me. I cannot with these damn sound effects. That always catches me off guard, bro. Thank you for the follow though. God, I need to like turn it down or something, bro. Almost every time. You guys have seen almost every time that has gotten me. Damn it! I love to hear it, but I hate to hear it, bro. I'm gonna update the thing. Sorry, it was Hassan. Oh, what up, Hassan? Wait, what happened to? All right, what up, Hassan? I'm about to. I was supposed to end the stream. Damn, 20. Oh my God, there it was again. It was a different one, but it still got me. Wait, let me edit the follow. I don't know what that sound effect was. It didn't show up on my screen. Wait, hang on. Let it bits. Oh, you gifted out a tier 1 sub. That's what's up. Who'd it land on? Oh, you. Wow, you said it to my dad. That landed on my dad's, my pops. That's what's up. Thank you for gifting the tier 1 sub, Chase. Appreciate it. Y'all just shout at each other. Okay. Wait, let me. By example, in Final Fantasy VII, there's a giant snake cloud, and the gang aren't supposed to be able to beat it, so they have to run around it. But when they, run around it. But when they get past that point to continue chasing Sephiroth, they see another giant snake that Sephiroth bodied with ease and left it on its spike. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's your first gifted sub. That's what's up. 5 gifted. Gift shared rewards to 5 others in chat. Hell yeah. Appreciate. Wait, what? I think we're at 8 now. I think we're at 8 subscribers. Appreciate it, Chase. Y'all here balling, showing us, you just flashing us cash, huh? You just like, hey, I got $5, $10. I'ma just flex on everybody, right? That's what you doing? I appreciate it, but I don't appreciate it. Nah, go ahead. Flex. Keep flexing. What was I talking about? I just wanted to speak with the alert. Okay. You did that on you. You know what? I'm okay with it. You got me though. I mean, oh, you. I have to think about that. I can't with the alerts, bro. Just the follows, anything, they get me. Cause I'm normally like, you know how I go off on rants. They get me. They get me. Alright. We talked a lot today. I don't want to keep forcing myself trying to brainstorm. I think we had great conversations today. You know, sometimes, and I've said before, sometimes not even a whole lot of writing is going to get done. I just like talking about the writing and talking about writing in general. So, you know, I'm not trying to force anything upon myself. It's not like I promised to write every stream. I mean, if you want to get technical, we did write just a couple words, but we wrote. Oh, make sure everybody checks out Young Nacho's, wait, I think his channel name is Chris Rivera, right? He did a Last of Us 2 spoiler-free review, and then he lets you know that at some point you have to skip to the end and see his final thoughts if you want to avoid spoilers. But I'm probably going to get that as well when I got the money. I mean, if people keep subbing and gifting subs like Chase just did, I'm probably getting that really soon. But I want to play through the first one first. Probably not doing that on stream. But he does, oh shoot, I didn't even realize. Last time I checked, you had 500 subs, Chris. Damn. I mean, that's just showing how much your work is paying off, because your videos are edited pretty damn flawlessly. So, make sure y'all check out his review of the game. The first, well, I'm not going to say what he rates it at the end, but I was not expecting what he rated it at the end. So shouts out to him. He also streams as well, so make sure you guys give him a follow. And let's do our plugs. I'm going to shout everybody out in chat and everything we had going on in chat today, and then we're going to get the hell out of here, because I got some Divinity to play with my homies in a minute. I didn't realize that Chris was, yeah, he's Young Nacho, Chase. Yes, sir. Well, thanks for the shout out as always. Yeah, no problem. I got you. I got you. I support my homies, bro. Support my homies. Yeah, his videos are pretty damn, like, no joke, like, and I'm kind of, the quality of his videos is something you'd expect from somebody with like 100K plus subscribers. Like a lot of the review channels or whatever, like his, like, cause a lot of us, well, most of us, everybody in chat that I know, we went to school together for this type of thing, for editing and all of this type of stuff. So, you know, it's all paying off and such. Not really with my stuff, because I hate editing, oddly enough, which is part of the reason I stream. But his reviews are fire. His reviews are fire. It's all unbiased, and just watch, just sub. And he's getting up there in subs. He's about to pass me in a minute. I'm at 1,010 subscribers on YouTube, and my boy is climbing that ladder, and he's releasing content. He also has a game coming out soon. He has a game coming out soon, so I'm gonna shout that out when that comes out. I'm gonna play that. Trying to cop that game. But let's get out of here. Let's get out. Yeah, no problem, my guy. I like to support my homies. We coming up. We coming up. We all coming up. So plugs. I mean, if you want to support, plenty of y'all are just doing the damn thing as far as support goes. Just watching or just hopping in the stream, doing anything you can that's even just free, just watching and just lurking, that's doing enough on its own. But anybody that goes above beyond and does all the subscriptions and stuff or supports on Patreon, I thank you as well. Like, everybody doing the damn thing. Alright, so we got the Patreon, we lowered the tiers, bonuses I edited across all the things. If you want to support there, you want to subscribe on Twitch, that's an option. I mean, I still need emotes. I don't know anybody that... It's because I kind of don't want to do it myself, because I don't think it's going to look that well if I do it myself. I'm not a digital artist, so I'm looking for somebody to help me with emotes, so people will subscribe on Twitch as well. I mean, we still have 8 subscribers, so that's what's up. We also have a donation link. Both the donation link and the Patreon is in the panels down below. And, well, use the donation link I just put in the chat instead, because that is that one works. For some reason, it doesn't work in the panels. But if you want to support there, it's also in the description on YouTube when I upload these to YouTube. You want to read the first 5 chapters free of Descend Awakening if you want to dip your toe in the story, because we were talking about the story and the stories to come from this series a lot this stream. That's available on Wattpad.com as well as Scribblehub.com. We also have plenty of short stories. Does this look familiar? We got plenty of short stories that I've written as well on stream and off stream that are available for you to read if you want to check those out. And if you want to just buy, if you're just like, you know what, this guy is so dope, I'm gonna just buy the book. I'm gonna just give, the story sounds cool, I'm just go ahead and get that. The paperback is available on Amazon for $20. You get all this thickness with the biographies in the back and everything. It's got pictures. It's got pictures. For $20, Kindle Unlimited, if you have that, it's free $99, minus $99, and Kindle Digital is only $10. It's half what the paperback is. You get it immediately, like that's instant gratification, but with the paperback, you get to thumb through the thickness. Make sure you give it a rating and review. If you give it a rating and review, I shout you out like these lovely people down here. And other than that, let's give our chat shout outs and let's peace the hell out of here. So Moms is in the chat today. Of course, the homie Chase did it, was in the chat. He got the gifted. I don't know if he noticed he got the gifted sub from Chase, but shouts out to Chase once again for the gifted sub. And Asan with the follow that scared the hell out of me. And my boy Young Nacho Chris, as always, was in the chat. Make sure you check everybody out. Everybody that's in here is cool. So all that. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. We won't be here. We're taking off Friday because normally I take off Fridays, but since Saturday is the 4th of July, I'm also going to take Saturday off. So we'll be back Sunday. Sunday we'll just do another writing stream, and Monday we will be doing the writing stream and back to the games after the writing streams. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. And this is J-Base Phoenix once again.